Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing.
Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 207 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. So if you listened to episode 206, you know I was fighting a sinus something. And if you haven't listened, it's a good one, so go give it a go. But anyway, it's sometimes super hard to be productive when you aren't feeling 100%. I mean, it makes it very hard to give it your best when you're not feeling 100%. That's why if you're really sick, you should rest and take care of yourself for sure. But for me, it was pretty much in my head. I mean, the only place I felt weird was I was congested. My energy was pretty good. So I try to be the best version of myself every single day. And I talk about what that means, but I realized that that's going to vary, and we have to be okay with that. Like, I'm not always going to be killing it in everything I do. So when I'm not feeling up to my usually self, I try to ask myself, like, how does my best look today? What am I going to do today to best honor my body? I think the key here is to not get yourself into a rut. I mean, how many times have you heard someone say, I twisted my ankle, so that got me off my routine and I put on weight, or I got sick and can't seem to get back into my routine, or whatever. COVID was one of the biggest killers of routine for people I've ever seen in my lifetime. I mean, Eric and I are still not back to the gym like we were before COVID. I mean, our pattern was broken. We still work out, but nothing like pre-COVID. Now, fortunately for us, part of that is negated by our nutrition now. I mean, we don't eat white flour, refined sugar, or processed food for the most part. So that showed us that we didn't really need the amount of exercise if our nutrition is on point. Part of that, I think, was my subconscious knowing I needed a change in my nutrition for my health. And knowing that if I didn't have the gym or my trainer or all the things that were making it really easy to work out, if I didn't have those, then I'd be forced to address my nutrition. Isn't that funny how the universe works in your favor always? I found that the old 80-20 rule is definitely true. Your diet, it's 80% of the equation of health and fitness. I mean, you cannot out-train a bad diet. So because I wasn't able to keep my workouts the way I was, and because the gyms were closed, I found a much needed change in my nutrition. So not letting yourself get into a rut is the first thing, because it's hard to get out of it. So if you see it headed that way, do something drastic to switch it up. Like change gyms, get a walking or running partner, join a 30-day challenge online, something drastic to mix it up. But what if you're already in what you consider a rut? And I say it that way because your version of a rut may be someone else's dream life right now. Don't ever forget that. So consider that when you're beating yourself up. You're okay. Everything's going to be okay. Maybe consider what the universe is telling you with this. Are you needing something new? Have you been putting something off? Have you been avoiding something you know you need to be doing? Just like for me, for years I thought if I could work out 6 times a week, I would have my health and fitness where I wanted it, but it was not working. And then all the gyms shut down and we didn't have a gym at our house. So I started exploring my nutrition, and that did it. So what's the universe telling you? Maybe you need a rest. Maybe you need a reboot nutritionally. Maybe you need to hit the reset button on your relationship, act like it's new again. Maybe you just need to take a few days off and stop beating yourself up about being in a rut and just accept, hey, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not broken. I'm human. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and life is working for me. But what is this telling me? What is this telling me I need? Everything we do is headed in a certain direction, but we're in control of what we do, and we can change course at any time. This is the thing you got to know to live your version of a wildly successful lifestyle. You're in control. There isn't anyone that's going to knock on your door to save you. You're in control of the things you do daily, and those things add up eventually. I mean, you can skip a workout once or twice, but don't let it become a habit. You can eat like crap once or twice, but don't let it become a habit. And you're going to make mistakes, but don't let them become habits. This is true in every single area of our life. Jordan Peterson said the other day, you are what you practice. So what are you practicing daily? Are you practicing Facebook, Netflix, vodka, or my favorite, Twitter? And yeah, I've cut way back, but it's still a draw for me. And the things I read on there are not making me better, nor are they making me smarter. I know that, but I still do it sometimes. But guess what? I resist the urge more often than not these days, and that makes me better. Every single time I allow the urge to get on Twitter to be there without answering it, I get better. I mean, you're listening to this podcast, so I know you're mentally strong, and I know you're getting stronger. You know when you're in a rut. You know when you're heading for a rut. And you also know deep down what the rut is trying to tell you, because it's there for a reason. You innately know what you need to do. My challenge to you this week, if you're in a rut, the good news is you're aware of it. Now just accept where you are and ask yourself, what's the universe telling me I need? If you're heading for a rut, do whatever you can to switch things up so you don't get into that worn groove of thoughtless habits, because that's what a rut is. And just remember, you're okay. This is right where you're supposed to be, and something great is on the horizon for you. I know that because some of my biggest breakthroughs have been on the backside of a rut. I love you guys. Share this with 3 people, and I'll talk to you in a few days.
Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.